Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here. So this is again going to be a little bit of a different style for Dark Souls for this series. You will partially be hearing me myself and partially you will be hearing in-game me, mostly though just for boss fights for the most part. So of course, something to mention is when we start off at Quelaag's Quelaag's domain, whatever, because we are in her covenant, that covenant is pretty much required and is almost necessary, especially if you are planning on taking that shortcut in Demon Runes, which is you need to be in her covenant in order to access a particular shortcut in the Demon Runes. Once we have went past Demon Runes, we will be going back and we will be getting we will be joining Guinevere's covenant, and at that point, we'll be all set to go. So while we kind of go through Duke's archives, a couple things that I do want to mention. First and foremost, the plan for the channel after this is going to be wrapping, obviously, by the time this releases, Elden Ring Co-op will either be, I'll be in the middle of editing the last episode, or the last episode will be uploaded. After that, I'm going to be focusing on Dark Souls 1. You'll be getting a lot of videos here in a bit of Dark Souls 1. After that, due to it being March and there's only 3 months left until the Final Shape releases, I need to focus more on Destiny 2. I need to start my bounty stacking and everything to give myself a bunch of leeway. With my bounty stacking process, I need a bare minimum of 6 weeks for ascendant challenges and all of that, and that's about a month and a half's worth. So I want to give myself a little bit of leeway. Something else to mention, we will be starting a new series. I'm probably going to be dubbing Making Trash Raid Exotics Good. The irony of the series is that it's going to be all raid exotics. It's going to be featuring all raid exotics. I'm only going to mention the irony right now in this episode and in the first episode. Generally speaking, despite, raid exotics really should be the best in the game, almost none of them are good. The only ones that, and I would argue that a bunch of them are borderline unusable. Or are ridiculously niche. Even conditional finality, I do not see it in PvE. It's great in PvP, which that's fine, but I don't see it in PvE. The only Destiny 2 raid exotics that I think are good are Vex Mythoclast, Necrochasm. Even the Necrochasm is kind of iffy, and conditional finality for PvP. All other raid exotics, except of course Divinity, all other raid exotics are not as good. So that'll be happening after that. Also, I may or may not do if I have enough time, and if I can figure out how to do a fresh account, I will be showing how to do the new light stuff and what you need for Titan, Hunter, and Warlock, showing you what exotics you really should be going for if I have enough time. But anyways, on that note, back to Dark Souls 1. Come on, we're just counting around them. There we are, okay. Now please, thank you, let me light this goddamn bonfire. What sucks is I have to kill the Hydra at some point. I have to kill that Hydra at some point, but I'm not exactly sure how do I want to handle that. Oh my god, I got the Hydra! Holy shit! I got it. Oh my god, I got it. First off, let's equip a Homeward Bone. Oh my god, that shit is ass. That shit is ass. Oh my god. Dusk?
So, 'tis thou who rescueth me. Most gracious, I am deeply obliged. I am Dusk of Ulysio. I cometh from an age long before thine. I cannot stay here for long. So, before I disappear, allow me to ask one thing. My home, Ulysio, is the home of ancient sorceries. My hope is to pass this profound knowledge to thee, with thine approval. Would this be of assistance to thee? My heartfelt thanks. I am pleased beyond words. Then I shout, engrave my signature. If thou art in need, pray summon me from my signature. It seems that my time is done. May the great flames guide thee.
Alright, now that we have spoken to her, we can kill a Crystal Golem. A Crystal Golem, whatever. Just to keep in mind, if you don't do those steps and you kill the Crystal Golem early, he'll just respawn. Okay, we want to curl up like a ball. We'll just have to wait to be taken by the crow. Alrighty, and we are back. Back at the Northern Undead Asylum. Alrighty, buddies. We actually want to go around here so that we can access this bonfire. Now there is something that I did want to... So remember the knife from earlier? Hollow now. So we put him out of his misery. And he just drops the crush shield, which doesn't actually do anything. It doesn't give you a status effect or anything. The yellow mark you're seeing is from our ring. So yeah, that's what happened to him. He Hollow 5. It's a nice looking shield though. Alright. Epilepsy warning. I didn't. Oh, we're not fine. Yeah, thankfully we didn't get caught in the main deal. There we are. Okay, there is the other asylum demon. You got this Titanite slab, which we can't use right now. And of course, this gentleman is like kind of explore the area just a little bit now. I don't really have what it takes currently to kill him, so I would like to retreat. Oh, we did get a decent amount of runes there, so let's go ahead and take that. We're gonna up our resistance again. And we can go back down and, oh no. Okay, we only took a little bit of damage. I do need to collect more Firekeeper Soul. Because our flask kind of really isn't putting in a ton of work now. Harry, bitch! Yeah! Alright. Get behind him. Ooh, he got duped! Jump! Can I open this? No. No. Peculiar doll. That's what we need to go to the Painted World. We will not be fighting Priscilla. We will meet Priscilla, but we are not going to fight her under... We're going to try to avoid it if at all possible. Due to, I don't know if it's still a bug in this game, but it used to be where you could you could hard lock yourself. And you would essentially, the only way to get around it would be, you'd have to start a completely new save and a new character. So, we're not fighting her. I personally don't want to risk getting that bug. Maybe we'll do that at some point, I don't know, to give ourselves some back. But now that we have the peculiar doll, we should be able to interact with this painting here. Which is my first time doing this. Oh, time for the Great Suck. This is not going to be the only time we get sucked into a... Whoa, a space! Oh, this is pretty cool. Okay. Did that break? This reminds me of the Painted World in Dark Souls 3, the Winter World. Okay, so that's this here. Alright. Okay, this is my first time going to this area. The only thing I know is don't fight Priscilla because it might be bugged out, and it's gonna be an undead ride. Alright, so this is, voiceover me here, taking over. Also, I apologize for the audio issue. I don't know why, but I gotta mess around with my settings again. Especially since, seem to be running into some issues here and there. Alright, but we are in the Painted World of Ariamis. While me you're seeing in the background is bumbling around the city, it is time to talk about the lore of this world. So, this painted world was set up by someone. I forgot the name of that person, but it was set up by them to sort of hide away Priscilla, like crossbreed Priscilla. Priscilla is a crossbreed between a human and a dragon. Also, she's kind of a precursor to Sister Frieda. This world goes basically in a sort of a cycle of it slowly starts to become corrupt and everything, and then after it's done doing its whole corrupt cycle, then it sort of restarts, everything dies, and then is born anew. I first I will be able to determine this once I go back and play Dark Souls 3, but I kind of believe that this painted world and the painted world of Ariamis, well, this painted world and the painted world that's in Dark Souls 3 might be the same painting. However, I need to play through Dark Souls 3's DLC again, which of course we won't be really going through. Now, for Priscilla, you can either choose to fight her and get her like an item that you can turn any halberd or scythe into her boss weapon, which we chose to do because I thought I'd be able to use her weapon, but her weapon's kind of terrible, even in terms of scythes. But um, I'm just gonna stick with the Uchigatana. We can get the washing pole in this game. I don't know if I'm gonna use it. Just being perfectly honest, I don't know if I'm gonna use it. Anyways, time to give y'all the Priscilla boss fight. By the way, if you want to avoid fighting Priscilla, you could just jump off the platform. La-da-dee, It was to the Priscilla boss fight. Y'all go. Okay, there's a site that I kind of want to test out. We're getting her. We're gonna get rid of her.
I expected as much from thee. Why dost thee hurry toward thine death?
Crap. I can't see footsteps. Oh, I see him. Bro! I saw her footsteps in the ground! Oh my god, you know what? Screw this. She went invisible again. Fuck. Sorry, Priscilla.
Why? What's it?
Oh, it didn't cut off her tail, but it's fine. Oh, so I did get a trophy for that. Well, a something for that. But eventually, or we can explain a little bit more in detail if I don't explain it well enough. But basically, the painted world is in the process of decaying, so it is something that we kind of see again in Dark Souls 3, where the painted world that's there decays as well. We need to make a whip, halberd, or... Right. Oh, we made it! We somehow got here! Alright! This fight is extremely annoying, and I really wanted to avoid it, but... We We have to wait for it to land, essentially. Then we can wheel on it. Just constantly blocking from side to side. I've never seen it switch sides before. Yeah, I've never seen it switch sides before, so I don't know anything about that to be done. Easy to keep your shield up. And we have our shield up, so we're only taking chip damage. Yes, we one cycled it. Let's go. Alright. And again, Moonlit Butterfly is not required, but if you want to have a divine weapon that doesn't start off like it, so that you can permanently kill skeletons, you do need to kill Moonlit Butterfly. So our lovely reward should be up these stairs. Another black. Alrighty, just a side note here. Just a little bit of a side note. The Watchtower Basement Key is only useful if you don't have the Master Key, because that's how you're able to get a Havel. That's... Okay, I'm probably gonna one-hand this weapon. I'm not a huge fan of Morningstar's two-hand. It doesn't feel as good as I think it fits. This is worse than... I don't know if this is actually better than Uchi Katana. This is the gauntlet we actually have to fight. There we are. Keep in mind, you will not get the broken pendant otherwise. Alright, making our way up. There we are. We were able to run past him. No! Fucking Crystal Lizard almost screwed me over. There's Seath the Scaleless. We need to be killed by him. No, I'm gonna let Lorme take over. At least, yeah, I'm gonna let Lorme take over while I progress in the area. Alright, thanks Gameplay Me. So, Lorme here to kind of explain kind of what's going on here. So, in Duke's archives lies Seath the Scaleless. Seath the Scaleless betrayed his own dragonkind because Seath wouldn't have the immortality that the other dragons had, because the secret to the dragon's immortality in Age of the Ancients were their stone scales, of which Seath did not have. Now, after the whole war was done, Seath the Scaleless was granted a nobility position by Gwyn, and essentially became sort of, well, a duke. And when Gwyn's fragmented his soul, he gave part of it to Seath. He gave another part to Gravelord Nito, another part to the Witch of Izalith, and another part to the Four Kings. Which is why you have to beat all 4 bosses before going back to the Lord Vessel. Now, Seath, while he was reigning, he decided to run some experiments. And these blue boys that you see coming out of the entrance, they are part of Seath's experiments. The snake people are part of Seath's experiments, and Seath became the grandfather of sorcery. He is all sorceries originate from him. Now, while you're in here, you can do a character quest that happens in Duke's archives, but the only thing I'm going to mention is the amount of knowledge that Seath had obtained didn't make him go mad, and this NPC, it also makes this NPC go mad. And even later on, there's a character called like Osiris the Consumed King. He also went mad from the Consumed King. So that's also something to note, is that all this knowledge that we see, we don't necessarily take part of it, but if you expand your knowledge too much, you do go insane. Now, Seath the Scaleless' immortality and why we died there at the beginning, because we can't kill him, he's immortal. Because of a crystal that is behind him, that as we progress through Duke's archives, we can see for ourselves. But that's sort of it for Duke's archives at Seath the Scaleless. There's nothing too interesting. Duke's archives sort of, in a way, reappears in Dark Souls 3. It's not exactly Duke's archives, but it's if it was moved to another location, if that makes sense. Also, something to keep in mind, we will be discussing all of that stuff once we get to Dark Souls 3. Anyways, on that note, I'm gonna give you back to the gameplay.
This is a surprise. I get few visitors. You have I know exactly. You seek this is the Four Kings use this key to break. Oh, the dark wraiths reside, but the abyss is not. Although, long ago, if you can find him and
Alright, hopefully we can make this work. I know where I'm going, it's just a matter of... I need to draw these dudes away. Bada bing, bada boom. We need to do this. We just needed to move him enough to do that. We can turn the handle. Okay, then from here, I thought I was supposed to go down here. But I guess not. There's a chest here, though. Ooh, Twinkling Time Knight, which we do need, right? I think we need it for to upgrade Ornstein's Smo armor. I'm not too sure about that. Okay, we just want to get rid of him. Okay, and then we just gotta move down here. Okay, this is where we get into a dicey part, where I think I do need a bow and arrow equipped. Okay, that's just better for us if we do that, so they don't knock us off. Okay. Going to top off our health to full. We are going to get attacked down here. But yeah, that bow guy will definitely launch us off if we're not careful. Which would kill us instantly. Yay! And we don't need all those souls that we left up there necessarily. So, we're just gonna rest here. Just to get all of our flasks back, because I believe from here there are no other shortcuts towards Seath the Scaleless. By the way, this is a Wait, no, this is not a mimic chest. I thought this was a mimic chest. Blue Titanite chunk, which we don't need. I believe you do need it for sorceries and stuff, but don't really need it outside of that. This is not a mimic chest. Those items all can be sold. That's the mimic chest. Is this all? This is not a mimic chest, so we're good here. Crystal Ember, which we don't need. Because we're not using magic items. This is also not a mimic chest. Archive Tower Giant Soul Key. Oh, that's for the prison room. The key at the bottom, but we don't necessarily need to get in there. So, for those of y'all that might be confused as far as what I mean by chain pointing away, this chain is not mimic chest. The tip is pointing away from us. This is a mimic chest, which is pointing at us. Also, it's probably the lighting, but that chest is extremely dark compared to the rest of the chests. But that lever opens us this down here. And the Crystal Boy is here that you do want to get rid of. Alright, this chain's pointing away, so this chest is safe. Prism Stone, we don't really need. You only need those if you're using... you don't really only need those if you're, like, glitching shit. Always have the shield out. But now we are in an open area here. So, for this area, we are going to be looking... We do need to fight that gold golem. Without aggroing the rest. We need to aggro this one only. There we are! Oh my god! And here we are. Hello!
It was you who rescued me. Why, thank you. I am Sieglind of Katarina. I don't know how I ended up in that crystal. It wasn't terrible in there, but I could hardly move. I must think of some way to repay you. Oh, have you seen my father? You wouldn't miss him. A suit of armor just like mine. Thank goodness. I knew he was here somewhere. Well then, now I must find him. Thanks again, truly. Now I shall just stay put and keep out of trouble. Thank goodness. I knew... Well then, now...
Alright, and that is the start of... Sieglind? I think that's what her name is, Sieglind? Yeah, Sieglind. That's the start of her quest, and it does tie in heavily to Siegmeyer's quest. There's too many Siegs. There's Siegmeyer, Sieglind, and then Siegward in Dark Souls 3. There's too many. There's too many. And again, I'm not necessarily really going to talk about the lore of any of those quests until we have reached until we've reached, like, Lost Izalith specifically. But I do want to try and wait until... It depends on how the last step goes. Also, I wouldn't necessarily use this video as a sort of guide to handle these areas, because you don't have to do Seath the Scaleless first. I usually do, though. Pretty much once you have passed Anor Londo, there really is no necessary, like, order per se, except you have to do Great Wolf Sif before Forkner Kings. Because that's where we're pretty much going to be handling all of these optional little things, and then DLC and Forkner Kings is going to be the last one. Alright, so now that we're running down here, we actually have to kind of take a different path, but we're going to go in here. We're going to get this item. Okay, we are going to be partaking in a little bit of some little bit of a diciness. But from here on, you'll want to follow my path exactly. If you want to get to Seath relatively easily. We need him to jump. There we are. And then from here, be careful. But you want to run straight for that little ledge there. Straight for it. And there we are. It's so difficult to figure out on your first playthrough, but once you get past some doodads, you'll be fine. That's some crystal crab boys. Damn, my shield looks scuffed as fuck. You won't be able to deal damage to him until you've broken this. Stay close range to him. Which obviously we can tank this attack. Woo! Ow, we should have dashed through that. I don't necessarily care about his tail. And there we are. There's Seath done. Bequeathed soul, bequeathed Lord's soul. Whew. I could definitely use this to level up. I'm gonna put it all into Dex. Yeah, all of it into Dex. We don't need any more. I should have probably checked this, but did we need more strength to wield? No, we didn't. Okay, good, good. And we do have to go back to Firelink Shrine for Sieglin's last quest, and that is the end of Duke's Archives. Which was a little bit dicey. Okay, Sieglin. But we have officially finished Duke's Archives. After that will obviously be, the unfortunate Tomb of the Giants. Yay.
Oh, hello again. You're both managing quite well, aren't you? I haven't found my father yet. Have you seen him? Really? Then I must be off. I'm sorry he's caused you trouble. He has a knack for that. If you just stay put. Really?
So the first time we tell Sieglin yes, that is signifying us having seen him in, that's us signifying that we have seen him in Orlando. And then she comes to Firelink Shrine, and asks if we have seen him. Before that, we had seen him here at Firelink, and he's going to go down into the Demon Ruins. And obviously, you're telling her yes. So the next time we see Siegmeyer, the next time we see him will be in Lost Izalith. However, we're not doing that necessarily quite yet. As of recording this, I haven't necessarily determined whether or not I'm going to be doing Tomb of the Giants or Demon Ruins first. I might do Demon Ruins first, but then again, I'll probably just do Tomb of the Giants first. Tomb of the Giants is a really, really bad area. That's the one thing I'm worried about. And Lord of Ruins is kind of terrible as well. Anyways, on that note, let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.